In the shadows of despair, a light flickers. Can you see it? That glimmer of hope, that spark of possibility. It's there waiting for you to notice, to nurture, to ignite into a blazing inferno of abundance. And now look around you. What do you see? A world divided where some feast while others starve, where opportunity seems to knock on only a chosen few doors. This is not the world as it should be. This is not the world we were meant to inhabit. But I stand before you today with a message of transformation, a message that challenges the very foundations of our economic reality, a message that dares to dream of a world where abundance flows like a mighty river, touching every life, nourishing every soul. Close your eyes for a moment. Envision a society where financial struggle is a distant memory, where the word lack has been erased from our vocabulary, where every individual, regardless of their background, has the power to manifest their dreams into tangible reality. This is not a fantasy. This is not an impossible utopia. This is the world that awaits us if we have the courage to believe, the audacity to act, and the wisdom to understand the true nature of abundance. But before we can manifest this new reality, we must first confront the stark contrast between our current circumstances and the potential that lies dormant within us. We must acknowledge the pain, the frustration, the countless nights spent worrying about bills, about putting food on the table, about providing for our loved ones. These struggles are real. They are valid. They are the very chains that have bound us for far too long. But I declare to you today that these chains are not unbreakable. A key to our liberation lies not in some distant vault, guarded by the elite few, but within our own minds, our own hearts, our own spirits. The first step on this journey of transformation is to recognize the abundance that already exists all around us. Nature itself is a testament to the infinite capacity for growth and prosperity. A single seed, when nurtured, can grow into a mighty tree that bears fruit for generations. This is the model we must emulate in our own lives. But how, you may ask, can we manifest this abundance in a world that seems designed to keep us down? The answer lies in the power of our thoughts, in the strength of our convictions, and in the unwavering belief that we are deserving of prosperity. For too long, we have been told that wealth is a finite resource that for one to gain, another must lose. This scarcity mindset has poisoned our collective consciousness, pitting us against one another in a ruthless competition for crumbs while the true feast remains out of reach. I say to you, reject this lie. Abundance is not a zero-sum game. Your success does not come at the expense of your neighbor. In fact, true prosperity multiplies, creating ripples of opportunity that lift in time. Think of the great innovators and entrepreneurs who have changed the world. Did they hoard their wealth, clutching at clothes like misers? No. They used their abundance to create jobs, to fund research, to build infrastructure that benefits us all. This is the model of abundance we must strive for. Manifestation is not merely about positive thinking. It is about aligning our thoughts, our emotions, and our actions with the abundance we seek to create. It is about reprogramming the very core of our being to resonate with the frequency of prosperity. Each of us carries within us the seeds of greatness, the potential for untold wealth and success. But these seeds cannot grow in the barren soil of doubt and fear. We must cultivate a fertile ground of belief, watering it with affirmations of our worth, nourishing it with visions of the future we wish to create. Close your eyes once more. I want you to see yourself as you truly are, a being of infinite potential, a creator of your own destiny. Feel the power that courses through your veins, the same power that moves mountains and shapes continents. This is your birthright. This is your true nature. Now open your eyes and look at the person next to you. Do you see a competitor, someone to be wary of in the race for limited resources? Or do you see a fellow traveler on this journey to abundance, someone whose success can inspire and uplift you? The choice is yours. And it is a choice you must make every single day. Will you succumb to the old paradigms of lack and limitation? Or will you embrace the new reality of infinite abundance? But manifesting money in abundance is not just about personal gain. It is about creating a rising tide that lifts all boats. For what good is wealth if it does not serve a greater purpose? What value does money have if it does not improve the lives of those around us? This is where the true power of manifestation lies. In its ability to transform not just individual lives, but entire societies. When we tap into the wellspring of abundance, we become beacons of hope, inspiring others to do the same. We create a positive feedback loop of prosperity that grows stronger with each passing day. But make no mistake, this journey will not be easy. The old systems, the entrenched powers that benefit from keeping the masses in a state of lack, will not relinquish their control without a fight. They will try to convince you that your dreams are foolish, that your aspirations are beyond your reach. Do not listen to these voices of doubt and despair. They are the echoes of a dying paradigm, the last gasps of a worldview that has outlived its usefulness. Instead, tune your ears to the whispers of your own heart, to the quiet voice of intuition that knows the truth of your infinite potential. As we stand on the precipice of this new era of abundance, we must also acknowledge the responsibility that comes with great wealth. For with great power comes great obligation, not just to ourselves, but to our communities, to our planet, to future generations. The abundance we manifest must be used wisely, ethically, and with compassion. It must serve as a force for good in the world, addressing the pressing challenges that face humanity: poverty, disease, environmental degradation, and social injustice. Imagine a world where every child has access to quality education, where every family has a roof over their head and food on their table, where every individual has the opportunity to pursue their passions and live a life of purpose. This is the world we can create through the power of manifested abundance. But it starts with you. It starts with the decision you make in this very moment to embrace your true potential, to shed the limitations of the past, and to step boldly into a future of unlimited possibility. Are you ready to take that step? Are you prepared to leave behind the scarcity mindset that has held you back for so long? Are you willing to become a beacon of abundance, inspiring others by your example? The path ahead may seem daunting, but remember, you are not alone on this journey. Look around you. See the faces of your fellow travelers, each carrying the same spark of divine potential, each ready to support and be supported in turn. This is the true nature of abundance. Not a solitary pursuit, but a collective awakening. As we rise together, we create a synergy that is far greater than the sum of its parts. We become an unstoppable force for positive change in the world. So I call upon you now to make a commitment, not just to yourself, but to all those whose lives you touch. Commit to embracing the abundance that is your birthright. Commit to manifesting not just money, but true wealth. The wealth of purpose, of connection, of living a life aligned with your highest values. Visualize the life you want to create. See it in vivid detail. The home you will live in, the impact you will make, the legacy you will leave behind. Feel the emotions associated with this vision. The joy, the gratitude, the sense of fulfillment. Hold on to this vision with unwavering faith, even in the face of temporary setbacks or challenges. And for manifestation is not a one-time event, but an ongoing process. It requires consistent effort, unwavering belief, and the courage to take inspired action. Each day presents new opportunities to align yourself with the abundance you seek to create. Start your mornings with affirmations that reinforce your worthiness and potential. Throughout the day, be mindful of your thoughts and words. Are they aligned with lack or with abundance? Train yourself to see opportunities where others see obstacles. Find solutions where others are paralyzed by problems. And as you begin to experience the fruits of your manifestation, remember to practice gratitude. Gratitude is the fertilizer that allows the seeds of abundance to flourish. Be thankful not just for what you have received, but for what is yet to come. For in expressing gratitude for future blessings, you open yourself up to receiving them. But manifestation is not just about attracting material wealth. True abundance encompasses all aspects of life: health, relationships, personal growth, and spiritual fulfillment. As you work to manifest money, do not neglect these other vital areas. For what good is a bank account full of zeros if your heart is empty? Seek balance in your pursuit of abundance. Use your growing prosperity to invest in experiences that enrich your soul, in relationships that nourish your spirit, in causes that align with your deepest values. This is how you create a life of true wealth. A life that is rich not just in material possessions, but in meaning and purpose. As we near the end of this first part of our journey together, I want you to take a moment to reflect on the contrast we've explored. The gap between where we are and where we can be. Feel the tension between these two realities, but do not let it discourage you. Instead, let it energize you, motivate you, propel you forward into action. For it is in this very tension that the seeds of transformation are sown. It is in acknowledging our current reality while simultaneously holding fast to our vision of a better future that we find the strength to persevere, to overcome, to manifest the abundance we deserve. As we move forward, we will delve deeper into the practical steps you can take to manifest money and abundance in your life. We will explore the mindset shifts necessary for true prosperity, the actions that align you with the flow of abundance, and the higher purpose that gives meaning to your wealth. But for now, I want you to hold on to this vision of contrast and possibility. Let it simmer in your consciousness. Let it stir your soul. Let it awaken the dormant giant within you. For you are more powerful than you know, more deserving than you've been led to believe, and more capable of manifesting abundance than you've ever imagined. The journey ahead is long, but it is filled with promise. Each step you take brings you closer to the life of abundance you've always dreamed of. And as you walk this path, remember, you are not just changing your own life, but contributing to a global shift in consciousness. You're part of a movement that is redefining what it means to be truly prosperous in the 21st century. So stand tall, hold your head high, and take that first bold step into a future of unlimited abundance. The world is waiting for you to claim your rightful place as a creator, a manifester, a beacon of prosperity in a world hungry for change. Time is now. The power is yours. Let the journey begin. As we stand at the threshold of transformation, the path to prosperity unfolds before us. It beckons, challenging us to take that first courageous step. But before we venture forth, I ask, what does true prosperity mean? Is it the accumulation of material wealth? The freedom to pursue your passions without financial constraints? Or perhaps it's the ability to make a lasting impact on the world around you? Or whatever your definition, know this. The path to prosperity is not a straight line. It's not a smooth paved road that leads directly to your destination. No, this path is winding, sometimes steep, often unpredictable. It's a journey that will test your resolve, challenge your beliefs, and ultimately transform your very being. But fear not, for this path, though challenging, is also rich with opportunity. Each obstacle you encounter is a chance to grow, to learn, to become stronger. Each setback is merely a setup for an even greater The first and perhaps most formidable barrier we must overcome on this path is our own mindset. For too long, many of us have been shackled by limiting beliefs about money and success. We've been told that wealth is the domain of a select few, that financial abundance is a zero-sum game where one person's gain must come at another's loss. These beliefs are the invisible chains that have kept us bound to a life of scarcity. They are the whispers of doubt that hold us back from reaching for the stars. But I say to you now, it's time to break free from these mental shackles. Your mind is the most powerful tool you possess in manifesting abundance. It is the fertile soil in which the seeds of prosperity will take root and flourish. But like any garden, it requires careful tending. We must weed out the negative thoughts, the self-doubt, the fear of failure that choke out our potential for growth. In their place, we must plant seeds of abundance. Affirmations of our worthiness, visions of the prosperous future we wish to create, beliefs in our infinite potential. These are not mere positive thinking exercises. They are powerful reprogramming tools that reshape our very reality. When you wake each morning, before your feet touch the floor, I want you to declare to yourself, I am worthy of abundance. I am a magnet for prosperity. Money flows to me easily and effortlessly. Say it with conviction. Feel the truth of these words resonating in every cell of your body. But throughout your day, be mindful of your thoughts and words. Catch yourself when you slip into scarcity thinking. When you find yourself saying, I can't afford that, or money doesn't grow on trees, pause. Take a deep breath. Reframe these thoughts. Instead, say, how can I afford that? Or money is constantly flowing into my life. This shift in language might seem small, but its impact is profound. It opens your mind to possibilities. It aligns you with the frequency of abundance. It signals to the universe that you are ready to receive. But developing a prosperity mindset is not just about positive affirmations. It's about fundamentally changing your relationship with money. Many of us have grown up with unhealthy attitudes towards wealth. We've been taught that money is the root of all evil, that rich people are inherently greedy, or these beliefs, often inherited from our families or society, create a subconscious resistance to wealth. We may say we want to be prosperous, but deep down, we're afraid of what that might mean. We fear losing our identity, our relationships, our moral compass. It's time to release these fears, to recognize that money in and of itself is neutral. It is neither good nor evil. It is simply a tool, a form of energy that can be used to create immense positive change in the world. Wealth in the hands of a conscious, compassionate individual is a force for good. It can fund groundbreaking research, support vital charities, create jobs that lift entire communities out of poverty. By embracing prosperity, you're not selling out or becoming someone you're not. You're expanding your capacity to make a difference. As you work on shifting your mindset, remember that this is not an overnight process. You're undoing years, perhaps decades of conditioning. Be patient with yourself. Celebrate small victories. Each time you catch and reframe a limiting belief, you're rewiring your brain for success. But a prosperity mindset alone is not enough. To truly manifest abundance, we must couple our newfound beliefs with inspired action. The universe responds not just to our thoughts, but to our deeds. What does inspired action look like? It's not about working yourself to the bone, sacrificing your health and relationships on the altar of success. No, inspired action flows from a place of alignment with your highest purpose. It begins with clarity. You must get crystal clear on what you want to achieve. Not just vague notions of being rich, but specific, detailed visions of the life you wish to create. How much money do you want to earn? What will you do with it? How will it change your life and the lives of others? Write these visions down. Create a vivid picture in your mind. Feel the emotions associated with achieving these goals. This clarity acts as a beacon, guiding your actions and attracting opportunities aligned with your desire. Next, take stock of where you are now. What skills do you have? What resources are at your disposal? What networks can you tap into? Often we overlook the abundance that already exists in our lives. Recognizing and appreciating what you have is the first step to attracting more. Now, with your vision clear and your current resources identified, it's time to bridge the gap. What steps can you take today, right now, to move closer to your goals? Perhaps it's learning a new skill, starting a side hustle, or reaching out to a mentor. And remember, these actions don't have to be grand gestures. Small, consistent steps taken daily will carry you further than sporadic bursts of effort. The key is to maintain momentum, to keep moving forward even when progress seems slow. As you take action, remain open to opportunities. The path to prosperity often unfolds in unexpected ways. That chance encounter, that random idea, that seeming setback, all of these can be stepping stones to greater abundance if you approach them with the right mindset. Cultivate an attitude of curiosity and openness. Ask yourself, how can this situation serve my highest good? What can I learn from this experience? By reframing challenges as opportunities, you transform obstacles into launching pads for success. But as you pursue your goals, never lose sight of your values. True prosperity is not just about accumulating wealth, but about creating a life rich in meaning and purpose. Let your actions be guided by integrity, compassion, and a desire to contribute to the greater good. This alignment of your actions with your highest values creates a powerful resonance. It attracts not just material wealth, but also fulfilling relationships, enriching experiences, and a deep sense of personal satisfaction. This is the true measure of abundance. As you progress on your path to prosperity, you'll likely encounter moments of doubt, fear, or frustration. These are natural, they're part of the journey. But don't let them derail you. Instead, see them as signs that you're pushing beyond your comfort zone, that you're growing and expanding. In these moments, reconnect with your why. Why did you embark on this journey in the first place? What drives you to seek abundance? Let this purpose be your anchor, keeping you steady when the seas of change get rough. And remember, you're not alone on this path. Surround yourself with like-minded individuals who support your dreams and inspire you to reach higher. Seek out mentors who have walked this path before you. Their guidance can help you avoid pitfalls and accelerate your progress. At the same time, be willing to be a mentor to others. As you gain knowledge and experience, share it freely. The act of teaching reinforces your own learning and opens you up to even greater opportunities. Remember, in the economy of abundance, lifting others up doesn't diminish your own success. It amplifies it. As you continue on your journey, pay attention to the signs and synchronicities that appear in your life. The universe has a way of guiding us towards our highest good, if only we have the eyes to see and the courage to follow. Perhaps you'll notice certain numbers appearing repeatedly, or find yourself having meaningful coincidences. Maybe opportunities will arise that seem tailor-made for your skills and passions. These are not mere chance. They're confirmation that you're on the right path, that the universe is conspiring in your favor. But manifesting abundance is not just about attracting money and opportunities. It's about becoming a person who can receive and manage this prosperity. This often requires personal growth in other areas of your life. Are there old wounds or traumas that need healing? Relationships that need mending? Habits that no longer serve you? Addressing these issues is not separate from your financial journey. It's an integral part of it. As you clear these internal blocks, you create more space for abundance to flow into your life. Developing financial literacy is another crucial step on the path to prosperity. Many of us have been taught to fear or avoid dealing with money matters. But true abundance requires a clear understanding of how money works. Educate yourself about investing, budgeting, and wealth management. These skills will not only help you attract more money, but also ensure that you can sustain and grow your prosperity over time. But don't fall into the trap of thinking that accumulating knowledge alone is enough. Knowledge without action is like a car without fuel. It won't take you anywhere. As you learn, immediately look for ways to apply your new understanding. Start small if you need to, but start. Perhaps you begin by creating a budget and sticking to it for a month. Or maybe you set aside a small amount to invest, learning as you go. Each action, no matter how small, builds your confidence and competence, paving the way for bigger moves in the future. As your wealth grows, so too should your generosity. Giving is not separate from receiving. It's part of the same flow of abundance. When you give from a place of joy and gratitude, you affirm your belief in the abundance of the universe. You demonstrate your trust that there's always more than enough. This doesn't mean giving away all your money or sacrificing your own well-being. It means finding ways to use your growing prosperity to make a positive impact. Perhaps you support causes close to your heart, or mentor young entrepreneurs, or create jobs in your community. By giving, you not only help others, but also reinforce your own abundance mindset. You prove to yourself that you have more than enough, that you can be both prosperous and generous. As you progress on your path to prosperity, you may find that your definition of wealth evolves. What once seemed like an unattainable fortune may now feel within reach. And as you achieve your financial goals, you may discover that true wealth encompasses much more than money. You might find wealth in the freedom to pursue your passions without financial constraints, in the ability to provide for your loved ones and secure their future, in the opportunity to make a lasting positive impact on the world. This evolution is natural and beautiful. It's a sign of your growth, of your expanding consciousness. Embrace it. Let it fuel your journey to even greater heights of abundance. But as you climb higher, never forget the view from the valley. Remember the struggles, the doubts, the fears you've overcome. Let these memories fuel your compassion for others who are still finding their way. Use your success as a platform to inspire and uplift those around you. For in the end, the truest measure of your prosperity will not be the figures in your bank account, but the lives you've touched, the positive change you've created in the world. As we near the conclusion of this exploration of the path to prosperity, I want you to take a moment to reflect on how far you've come. Think about the limiting beliefs you've challenged, the inspired actions you've taken, the growth you've experienced. Feel a sense of pride in your progress, but also excitement for the journey ahead. For the path to prosperity is not a destination. It's an ongoing adventure of growth, expansion, and self-discovery. You stand now at a pivotal point. Armed with a new understanding of the power of your mind, the importance of aligned action, and the true nature of abundance, you are poised to step into a life of unprecedented prosperity. The choice, as always, is yours. Will you continue down this path, embracing the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead? Will you commit to becoming not just a recipient of abundance, but a channel through which prosperity flows to others? I believe in you. I see your potential, your power, your innate worthiness. Now it's time for you to see it too, to claim it, to live it. As we move forward, we will explore how this individual journey of prosperity can create ripples of positive change in our communities and our world. We will discover how our personal abundance can become a catalyst for collective transformation. For now, I invite you to sit with these insights. Let them percolate in your mind, take root in your heart. For the seeds of true prosperity have been planted. With your continued nurturing, they will grow into a forest of abundance that not only shades you, but provides sustenance and shelter for generations to come. The path to prosperity stretches out before you, filled with promise and potential. Take that next step with confidence, with purpose, with the unshakable belief that you are worthy of all the abundance the universe has to offer. Your journey to true prosperity has only just begun. As the seeds of personal prosperity take root within us, a new horizon emerges. We stand at the precipice of a monumental shift, where our individual journeys converge into a powerful collective movement. But before we explore this transformative path, I pose this question to you. What would a world of true abundance look like for all? Close your eyes for a moment. Envision a society where no child goes to bed hungry, where every person has access to quality education and health care, where innovation flourishes unconstrained by scarcity of resources. Can you see it? Can you feel the energy of such a world? This vision is not a utopian fantasy. It is a tangible possibility, one that we have the power to create. But it requires us to expand our understanding of prosperity beyond personal gain. It calls us to recognize that true abundance is not a zero-sum game, but a rising tide that lifts all boats. A path to collective abundance begins with a fundamental shift in perspective. We must move from a mindset of competition to one of collaboration, from scarcity to sufficiency, from me to we. This shift is not about sacrificing individual success, but about recognizing that our personal prosperity is inextricably linked to the well-being of our communities and our planet. Think about it. Can we truly consider ourselves prosperous if we live in gated communities surrounded by poverty? Can we enjoy abundance if our success comes at the cost of environmental degradation that threatens future generations? The answer, I believe, is a resounding no. True prosperity in its highest form is inclusive and sustainable. It creates value not just for ourselves, but for society as a whole. It balances personal ambition with social responsibility, individual achievement with collective progress. But how do we begin to create this collective abundance? It starts with expanding our circle of concern. As we grow in our personal prosperity, we must consciously widen our sphere of influence and impact. This doesn't mean taking on the world's problems all at once. It means starting where we are with. Perhaps you're an entrepreneur who's achieved financial success. How can you use your resources and expertise to create opportunities for others in your community? Maybe you're an educator with a wealth of knowledge. How can you make that knowledge more accessible to those who might not otherwise have the chance to learn? Each of us has unique gifts, skills, and resources. The key is to view these not as personal possessions to be hoarded, but as tools for creating broader prosperity. When we adopt this perspective, we begin to see opportunities for positive impact everywhere we look. Consider the concept of the circular economy. In nature, there is no waste. Everything is recycled and repurposed. What if we applied this principle to our economic systems? Instead of a linear model of take, make, dispose, we could create closed loops where resources are continually reused and regenerated. This isn't just an environmental ideal, it's a model for sustainable prosperity. Companies that embrace circular principles often find new sources of revenue, reduce costs, and build stronger relationships with customers and communities. They create value not just for shareholders, but for all stakeholders. But creating collective abundance isn't just about changing our economic systems. It's about transforming our relationships with each other, with our communities, with the natural world. It's about recognizing our fundamental interconnectedness and acting from that awareness. In indigenous cultures around the world, this interconnectedness is a core principle. Many Native American tribes, for example, make decisions based on how they will affect the next 7 generations. Imagine if we applied this long-term thinking to our personal and collective choices. How would it change the way we live, work, and create? This shift in perspective can start in our immediate circles. How can we create more abundance in our families, our neighborhoods, our workplaces? Perhaps it's starting a community garden that provides fresh produce for local families. Maybe it's implementing a mentorship program at work that helps employees grow and advance. Or it could be organizing a skill share in your neighborhood where people exchange knowledge and services. These may seem like small actions, but they create ripples of abundance that spread far beyond their immediate impact. They build social capital, the networks of relationships that form the fabric of a thriving society. They foster a culture of generosity and mutual support. And they demonstrate in tangible ways that abundance grows when it's. As we extend our circle of concern, we must also expand our definition of wealth. In our pursuit of collective abundance, we need to value not just financial capital, but also social, cultural, and natural capital. A community rich in strong relationships, vibrant traditions, and healthy ecosystems is truly wealthy, even if it doesn't show up on traditional balance sheet. This broader view of wealth opens up new possibilities for creating abundance. It allows us to recognize and cultivate the often overlooked assets in our communities. Maybe your neighborhood is rich in cultural diversity with traditions and knowledge passed down through generations. How can this cultural wealth be leveraged to create economic opportunities and social cohesion? Or perhaps your region has abundant natural resources. Instead of exploiting these for short-term gain, how can they be stewarded in ways that create sustainable prosperity for local communities? The emerging field of regenerative economics offers exciting models for doing just that. As we work to create collective abundance, we must also address the systemic barriers that perpetuate scarcity and inequality. This requires us to engage with the broader structures and policies that shape our economic and social systems. It means becoming informed and active citizens, advocating for changes that promote inclusive prosperity. This might involve supporting policies that ensure a living wage for all workers, or backing initiatives that provide equal access to quality education. It could mean pushing for reforms in our financial systems to make them more equitable and accessible. Or it might involve advocating for environmental regulations that protect our shared natural resources. Engaging with these systemic issues can feel overwhelming. The problems can seem too big, too complex for any one person to impact. But remember, collective abundance is created through the combined efforts of many individuals, each doing what they can from where they are. Your voice, your vote, your choices as a consumer and a citizen, all of these matter. When combined with the actions of others, they create a powerful force for change. Never underestimate the impact of your individual contributions to the collective good. As we move towards collective abundance, we must also be prepared to challenge some deeply ingrained cultural narratives. Our society often equates success with individual achievement and material accumulation. We're told that greed is good, and that looking out for number one is the path to prosperity. But what if we redefine success? What if we measured it not just by what we accumulate, but by what we contribute? What if our status was determined not by how much we have, but by how much we give? This isn't about denying individual achievement or the rewards that come with it. It's about expanding our notion of success to include our positive impact on others. And this shift in values is already happening in many spheres. We see it in the rise of social entrepreneurship, where business models are designed to generate both profit and positive social impact. We see it in the growing movement of impact investing, where investors seek not just financial returns, but also measurable social and environmental benefits. We see it in the increasing number of companies embracing stakeholder capitalism, recognizing that their long-term success depends on creating value for all stakeholders: employees, customers, communities, and the environment, not just shareholders. These trends are encouraging, but they're just the beginning. To truly create collective abundance, this shift in values needs to permeate all levels of society. It needs to inform our personal choices, our business decisions, our policy making. Education plays a crucial role in this transformation. We need to nurture in our young people not just the skills to succeed in the economy, but the values and mindset to create a more abundant world for all. This means teaching not just competition, but collaboration. Not just individual achievement, but social responsibility. Not just how to make a living, but how to make a difference. As we educate for collective abundance, we must also address the psychological barriers that often hold us back. Many of us have internalized a scarcity mindset, believing that there's not enough to go around. This belief can lead to hoarding behavior, ruthless competition, and a reluctance to share or welcoming this scarcity. Mindset requires more than just intellectual understanding. It requires a deep experiential shift in our relationship with abundance. This is where practices like gratitude, mindfulness, and generosity come in. These aren't just feel-good exercises. They're powerful tools for rewiring our brains and hearts to align with the reality of abundance. When we practice gratitude, we train ourselves to notice the abundance that already exists in our lives. When we practice mindfulness, we learn to be present with what is rather than constantly grasping for more. And when we practice generosity, we experience first the joy and fulfillment that come from sharing and contributing to others' well-being. As these practices become habits, they create a positive feedback loop. The more we notice and appreciate abundance, the more we're inclined to share it. The more we share, the more abundance we create, both for ourselves and others. This is how personal transformation fuels collective abundance. But creating collective abundance isn't always easy or comfortable. It often requires us to confront our own biases, privileges, and attachments. It challenges us to step out of our comfort zones and take risks for the greater. There will be times when choosing abundance for all means letting go of something we thought we needed. There will be moments when it feels like we're swimming against the current of a culture still largely oriented towards individual gain. In these moments, we must remember why we've embarked on this path. We must reconnect with our vision of a world where prosperity is shared, where every person has the opportunity to thrive, where our economic systems regenerate rather than deplete our planet. We must also remember that we're not alone in this journey. All around the world, individuals and communities are pioneering new ways of creating collective abundance. From community land trusts that ensure affordable housing, to cooperative businesses that share ownership and profits with workers, to local currencies that keep wealth circulating in communities. Innovative models of shared prosperity are emerging everywhere. These initiatives may seem small in the face of global challenges, but they are the seeds of a new economy. They show us what's possible when we align our creativity, our resources, and our efforts with the goal of collective well-being. As we cultivate these seeds of collective abundance, we must also be patient. Systemic change doesn't happen overnight. It's a process that unfolds over time, often in ways we can't predict or control. Our role is to plant the seeds, nurture them consistently, and trust in their potential to grow and multiply. This requires a different kind of leadership. One that's not about commanding and controlling, but about convening and catalyzing. It's about creating the conditions for collective abundance to emerge rather than trying to impose it from the top. In practice, this might look like facilitating community conversations about shared visions of prosperity. It might involve creating platforms for collaborative problem solving, where diverse perspectives and skills can combine to address complex challenges. It could mean championing policies and practices that distribute power and resources, whatever form it takes. This leadership for collective abundance is something we can all practice, regardless of our formal positions or titles. It's about stepping up in whatever sphere of influence we have, whether that's our family, our workplace, our community, or beyond. As we do this work, we must also stay connected to joy and celebration. Creating collective abundance isn't just a serious, heavy task. It's an adventure in co-creating a more beautiful world. When we approach it with a spirit of play, curiosity, and delight, we tap into a wellspring of energy and inspiration that sustains us for the long run. So let's celebrate every victory, no matter how small. Let's find joy in the process of working together towards a shared vision. Let's approach the challenges we face not with grim determination, but with the excitement of explorers charting new territory. For indeed, that's what we are, pioneers of a new era of shared prosperity. We stand at a pivotal moment in human history, with the opportunity to redefine our relationship with wealth, with each other, with our planet. The choices we make now will shape the world for generations to come. So I ask you, are you ready to answer the call to collective abundance? Are you willing to expand your vision of prosperity to include not just yourself, but your community, your society, your world? Are you prepared to be a leader in whatever capacity you can in this great transition? The path ahead may not always be easy, but it promises to be deeply fulfilling. Where in creating abundance for all, we discover a richness of experience and connection that no amount of individual wealth could provide. We tap into the joy of co-creation, the power of collective action, the deep satisfaction of contributing to something greater than ourselves. As we conclude this exploration of collective abundance, I invite you to take a moment to reconnect with your personal vision of a prosperous world. What role do you see yourself playing in creating that world? What gifts do you have to offer? What's one step you can take today, no matter how small? Remember, the journey to collective abundance begins with each of us, right where we are. It begins with the choices we make each day, the way we treat each other, the values we embody in our actions. It begins with the recognition that our individual flourishing is intimately connected with the flow. As you move forward from here, carry with you the knowledge
Craftmaster, you might build your resilience because when you remain unstruggle, it's time disappear and return with greatness. True transformations begin with it require stepping back from the noise and chops of life and speaking self-awareness. Self-reflection isn't about your flaws, it's about understanding your journey. Become its quite honest conversations with yourself, one where you I truly want I want the path to become the person I envision, comfortable you state and weakness, you victories and mistakes, you start to recognize that either propel you forward or hold you back this time. Truth you might prefer to avoid, but would never happen in comfort that you gain insight.